Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to one more video on how to heal from childhood narcissistic abuse. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to shift from an inner sense of lack to abundance. Now, this is a question someone asked in the Free and Empowered closed Facebook group, and you can find the link to that in the description if you want peer support from other children of narcissists, so you know you're not going crazy and that your perception of things isn't skewed. I mean, it probably is in some regards, but it's a great place to get validation and to get strength to make the bold moves you might need to make. So before we get started on today's video, I want to just share with you guys that I am about to launch my English language version of my Brazilian program created specifically for daughters and sons of narcissistic mothers. The aim of this program is to give you practical tools to actually get in touch with and build your sense of self. The idea is building an identity, respecting your essence, and building from your true self. Now, if you want more information on this program, I am launching it at a fraction of the price because it's going to be my first English language version. So this is an opportunity to work with me for 10 weeks at a fraction of the cost, and you can get more information in the description as well of this video. There's a link there. Now, essentially, what I have found that is helpful in shifting from an inner sense of lack to abundance is that, and this is going to sound, I understand, quite impossible to many of you, but it's learning how to see your reality now as sacred. Now, I know that seems maybe counterintuitive because if you're watching this video, you're probably feeling a lot of pain and you probably don't feel like there's a lot of abundance in your life right now, and some people really hate that word. You probably don't feel that you're being taken care of by life, that you have the situations and the people, the conditions you would like and that you see as fit for yourself. And then oftentimes we go into this mentality where all we can focus on is on everything that is lacking. And then it's just crazy making, and you feel unbelievable levels of anxiety because it seems like you're not making any progress, and it feels like this moment is going to span out into forever and it's never going to change, and you're never going to get there. You don't even know where there is, right? But there in this situation is just feeling safe and taken care of and, blessed by life, and like your needs will be met and that you'll actually enjoy your own life. So how do you actually start seeing everything in your life now, even with so much pain, as sacred? Well, I'm going to give you 4 specific things, and then I want to know your story. I want to know through the comments below if you identify with these things or if they're new to you. So number 1 is you have to transform the situations that are holding you back. Now, I always say that if you want to be sane and you want to be in this healing journey, for the long run, then it makes sense to just accept that the process is going to involve pain, because you're going to shake things up and you're going to poke at old wounds and you're going to build new skills. So it's going to be really uncomfortable and you're going to have to make a lot of effort, and quite frankly, you're going to feel pain and you're not going to have the skills and you're going to be confused. And so it's hard work. And the way to transform just all of that hard work from thankless to blessed is that you might want to interpret everything that comes your way as part of your own little personal curriculum for healing. If you interpret that there is a higher intelligence that is guiding your healing process, and you inform that higher intelligence that you're ready to go through this process, then you'll find that you keep on having repetitive experiences like in the same areas. And when you're honest with yourself, it's because those are the areas where you're lacking skills and you need to develop some skills. And that's why you keep having repetitive experiences. So it makes perfect sense that what life throws your way is exactly what you need in order to be able to develop those skills that are lacking. So that's the first thing is, not interpret everything that you're dealing with as there's actually two lessons here, okay? The first one is interpret everything that gets thrown your way as a lesson. Every person or situation, every single one is a lesson. If you can find that level of humbleness, then you will actually find a lesson. And also, you want to see everything as an unfinished, ongoing process, kind of like a video game, where if you're at this level and you'll deal with all the obstacles, then there is another level, and you can just trust that. So number one, trust that everything is teaching you a lesson, no matter how painful. Number two, actually transform the situations that are holding you back. You know, those repetitive situations or whatever it is that you haven't been doing over the past few years. Maybe you haven't been taking care of yourself. Maybe you haven't been taking showers and brushing your teeth. Maybe you've been neglecting yourself like so many children of narcissists do. Maybe you've been isolating yourself and feeding yourself lies about how no one loves you and you'll never be interesting enough to have friends. Or maybe you're just feeling sorry for yourself and feeling that you can't make changes in your professional or financial area of your life. So if you want to shift from an inner sense of lack to abundance, you have to find the power to change these situations that are holding you back. You have to find small ways, just 1%. You don't have to go 100% if you're depressed or it just seems impossible, but 1% consistently actually acting in order to change the situations that are holding you back. This is going to give you the skills to become the person that you want to be. So number one, reframe everything as being sacred and teaching you a lesson. Number two, identify the situations that are holding you back and actually start changing them slowly. And then you're going to see them as lessons, right? And number three, have faith in the process. You don't need to have so much faith in yourself because you might not have all that faith in yourself. And if you're a traditional child of a narcissist, then you have very little faith in yourself and your perception of yourself. So trust in something that is bigger than you. Trust that if you invest and you cultivate certain things in a consistent fashion, you will reap the results, okay? And this is what it means to trust something bigger than yourself. Rest assured that if you do face every obstacle in this level of the game, you will arrive at victory, and that there is something for you later on. And if you suffer from depression, I understand how this is particularly hard to believe that the future is going to be different from the present, because that's what depression does to you. It deactivates the part of your brain that can imagine different outcomes, and you're stuck in this labyrinth where you're like, there is nothing that can be done, So this process of having faith in something bigger than yourself, it link every obstacle you're going through to certain victory if you only don't give up, right? Trusting in the process, having faith in something bigger than yourself, also means to regard potential and not appearances as the ultimate truth. Now let me repeat that. Regard potential and not appearances as the ultimate truth. What does that mean? Well, for example, maybe you were taught that you're really bad with money your whole life. And indeed, you started believing that you were really bad with money, and you became really bad with money. And when you look at your life, the appearances tell you you're real bad with money. Now, if you stop and think about the way that, if you believe in God, or God created people, or if you don't believe in God, just the way that the brain works, the plasticity of the brain, the ability of the brain to just constantly, rewire itself. This tells you that you have tremendous potential for change. And instead of being like, well, if my appearances tell me that I'm bad with money, then that's just a static reality that can't change. Don't see that as the truth. See your potential, what you could potentially be, as the ultimate truth. And always see that as the ultimate truth. Always tell yourself, regardless of where I am right now, nature made me with unlimited potential. So that's my truth. And always look to that, regardless of appearances. This is another way of shifting from an inner sense of lack to abundance, because potential is abundant. It is unlimited. Another way of creating that shift is you have to find grace where you only found pain. You have to find gratitude where you only complained. You have to accept life's rhythm and timing. What does this mean? Now, I think lots of people talk about gratitude and gratitude practices, but I sometimes feel that this is done in a superficial way because people don't really get how this could possibly help if you're depressed or if you just feel, everything in your life is wrong, you don't know who you are. How does being grateful help me at all? And really what it is what we're trying to see is that you were born onto this planet as this child with all this potential, and because of the parents you had, that potential was stifled in many ways, right? But it doesn't mean that it can't be developed. And it hasn't been developed because you have repetitive thoughts that are limiting, right? So if you can catch yourself having those repetitive thoughts, and if you can actually stop yourself there, and you can instead force yourself to find things that you can feel true appreciation for. And this might be very small things, okay? It might be like, oh wow, you know what, while I was standing at the bus stop, there was sun for 5 minutes and I could feel my skin just soaking up the sun, and it really did take my mind off of things. Or I bought this new soap, the lavender scented soap, and it's so relaxing. When I take a shower, it really does calm me down. So whatever it is, if you can scan your day or your moment for things that you actually do feel appreciation for, it's not something that you have to force yourself to feel. You're like, no, wait a second, this actually was nice. What you're doing at a cellular level is you're forcing your brain from basically changing the path. It's used to going down the pathway to pain, right? And when you stop that, you're like, nope, I'm going to look for things that are going to make me see gratitude and appreciation and feel this. When you force your brain to go down this other path, it creates that other path. And it starts being spontaneous for you to be able to see grace wherever you are, but you have to train it. But there's an actual biological, physical reason why that works. Well, those are 4 different ways of shifting from an inner sense of lack to abundance. Let me know if you identified with any of them, or if you have any other ways that you want to add to the list. I love reading your comments. I can't answer them all because there's just too many people who get in touch with me, but I learned so much from you guys. So please let me know how it is that you have been able to shift your inner sense of lack to abundance. If you're interested in getting to know more about the Inner Mastery Lab, then send me an email at info@tarianarocha.com.br, or just click on the link in the description and you will find all of the information on that. I want to form a small group of English-speaking clients over the next few weeks, and I can't wait to get started. This is definitely a big dream of mine for 2019, to do this in English. So if you identify with my work, if you want to take advantage of this offer at a fraction of the price, because the prices will go up in the second group, third group, fourth group, then get in touch with me. Okie dokie, that's all I have for you today. If you like the video, then share it, like it. It might be useful to someone else. Subscribe so we can carry on having these conversations. Let me know if you have any questions or doubts. I love doing the research to be able to answer your questions. I learned so much from you guys. And that's it. See you next time.